Hello, everyone. It is very, very late right now. Well, not technically late, but for me, for this trip, it is late. I wanted to give everyone a recap of all of the things that I did today. I did manage to get a lot done today. If you see me looking off to the side, I had to write down everything that I did today. Yeah, so my foot is feeling a little bit better. It's hit and miss. I did rest as much as I could today to try and alleviate some of the pain, but I was able to get a lot more done than I thought I would get to. I got up this morning kind of early and I took the circulator bus down the National Mall and got off at, I believe it was 12th Street stop, and I walked to the J. Edgar Hoover building and got to do the FBI tour, which was really cool. I recommend if you're coming to DC, try to do the tour. In order to do the tour, you do have to reach out to a member of Congress and they will ask for your social security number in order to be vetted and allowed into the FBI building. Not gonna lie, it was intimidating, like really intimidating. If you ever go through TSA and you're kind of intimidated, like they're looking at me and, I don't want to get in trouble, go to the FBI building. It's 10 times worse. But the tour is really, really cool. I ended up being in a group with a family of 4. It was supposed to be 10 people. The first person that we met with at the FBI building said that they used to do a lot larger groups, but ever since the pandemic, they've decided to do smaller groups, which was actually really nice because it could have been very crowded in there. It was supposed to be 10 people. 5 of the people didn't show up, so it was only 5 of us going through the tour. So it was kind of like a little personalized tour of the place. Now, I could not take my camera, my video camera. You can take your phone, but your phone either has to be turned off or you have to put it in airplane mode. You can't just have it on. But once you get to a certain section of the tour, you are allowed to take all the pictures that you want. So I'm gonna share these pictures with you because it's pretty cool. Now, I will say that before I got on the bus, I did get a quick breakfast to go because I wanted to make sure I had enough time to get there. So after the FBI tour, I took a lift back to the hotel because I didn't want to have to walk to the circulator bus or try to walk back. I just took a lift back to the hotel. I took like a 15-20 minute nap. And then I went downstairs, and in the hotel is the Dubliner restaurant, and directly next to it is, I'm gonna have to make sure I get it right, Kelly's Irish Times. So it's 2 Irish restaurants right beside each other. And since I already ate at the Dubliner twice, I decided to go to Kelly's Irish Times and give that a shot. I ended up getting some hot wings. They were good. They're hot wings. Man, it's kind of hard to mess up hot wings. I've had messed up hot wings, but they were good hot wings. Very inexpensive. And then from there, I walked across the street here and went to the Smithsonian National Postal Museum. It is really cool. I would say, and you might be a little surprised on this one, I would say it's my favorite so far. I did the Natural History Museum, I did Air and Space, I did the American Indian Museum, and now this is my 4th one, the Postal Museum, and I really enjoyed it. You wouldn't think that the Postal Museum would be that cool, but it actually is. They have a lot in there. If you have kids, they're really going to enjoy it. Maybe it's because I thought it's the post office. Like, what can you possibly have in there? But they have a lot. After the Postal Museum, I came back to the hotel, kind of got myself situated for a little bit and relaxed. I had a 4 o'clock time slot to go to the Library of Congress, and I still had like a good hour to kill. So came back to the hotel, relaxed for a little bit, did some more research on things that I wanted to see, and then I walked over to the Library of Congress. It's really beautiful. If you ever come to DC, make sure you go to the Library of Congress. It is absolutely stunning. If you want to go there, you have to get a time ticket. It's free, but you have to go online and get a time ticket. Now, the Library of Congress closes at 5 o'clock. My time was 4 o'clock, which meant I only had 1 hour to go through there. In fact, I ended up going through there in 40 minutes. The reason why is because it's right before closing, it's not that busy in there. So you have the freedom to move around. You're definitely going to want to take pictures and videos in there. And without all the people in there, I was able to get the pictures and the videos that I wanted. When you go to the Library of Congress, maybe try to get your time ticket well before 4 o'clock like I did. Another tip is and I'm not sure exactly how to do this. You might have to get to the Library of Congress like a day or two before and see about doing this, but maybe you can also do it online. I didn't do the research on this part. But you want to try and see about going into the Library of Congress as a researcher. The reason why is when you're in there, yes, you're seeing beautiful things and you're getting to go through all the different exhibits, but the actual library where the books are, you have to be a researcher to go in there and check that out. And when I was there, I said, are only the researchers allowed in there? And they said, yes. I was like, oh man, I was wanting to get some really good pictures. And they said, well, just go to the desk and they can inform you on how you can put in the little application to be a researcher, and it's free, and, come back on another day. Of course, I don't have time with this trip to do that. But if you can do it ahead of time, definitely do it. That way you can actually really see the full library and get even better pictures. When I left the Library of Congress, I walked back towards the hotel and caught the circulator bus again because my day was not even close to over. I took the circulator bus all the way down to, I believe it was the 15th and Jefferson stop. And I wanted to go to the White House. I got off at 15th and Jefferson because if you go down 15th, you run right into the White House. If you don't mind the walking, I would recommend getting off at the 12th Street stop and walking the 3 blocks, because once you kind of go towards Jefferson and 15th, traffic really backs up. And you're sitting on the bus, and yes, the bus is only $1, but if you want to get there a little bit quicker, maybe get off on the 12th Street, walk the 3 blocks, and not have to sit in traffic waiting to get off the bus. When you first get to the White House, maybe it was just today, maybe it was the time, but when I got there, you have the White House and the street, and they didn't allow anyone to be across the street. So you had a barrier up, and you had a huge gap of the street between you and the fence where the White House is. It was a little disappointing because the pictures were not going to turn out as well as I had wanted. I ended up waiting in the park for a little bit. I charged my phone and I was waiting for a friend that lives here in DC to show up and meet me. When they did, it was about a 30 to 40 minute wait. But by the time they got there, the barrier had been taken down. So I was able to go up to the fence at the White House. My friend did mention that maybe there was something going on at the White House, like maybe somebody important was leaving, and so they wanted to make sure that there was a good, safe perimeter around the White House. Not sure why it was, but if you do go to the White House and that perimeter is up, then maybe wait a little bit later. I believe it was after 6 o'clock that the perimeter had been taken down. Maybe the crowds had thinned out and they thought it was a little bit safer, and so they took the barrier down. But if, you get there and the barrier is up, maybe ask one of the police officers, hey, is the barrier going to be taken down? Because I would like to get closer. Or just wait till later in the day. You can still get some great shots. After I got all the pictures that I wanted at the White House, I ended up going across the street to the White House store and bought some souvenirs. All the museums have souvenirs that are indicative of the actual museum. So if you go to Air and Space, you're gonna get Air and Space Museum souvenirs. But the White House store has stuff that has to do with the White House, various presidents, a lot of just general Washington, D.C. merchandise like t-shirts and hats, golf stuff, kitchen stuff, huge selection of different souvenirs. So if you're looking for general Washington, D.C. souvenirs, the White House store is a great option. When I left the store, I actually ended up walking to my friend's place, the one that's living here in DC. They ended up making dinner for me and we just hung out talking for a little bit. And then after that, it was getting really late. It was already 10 o'clock at night. And I took I took an Uber this time, back to the hotel. Again, check your prices between the two if you're gonna do rideshare. The Lyft to take me back to the hotel was going to be $30 and some change, and the Uber was like $21, $22 and change, so I saved like $8 or $9 by checking between the two. So right now it's 11 o'clock at night. I am very tired because it was a very eventful day, and I am going to take a shower and go to bed. Tomorrow, my plan is to sleep in a little bit, give myself that, and have some breakfast, and then I am going to get on the Amtrak train and head over to Delaware. I don't have anything planned. I will say I'm only there for like 2 hours, so I kind of more or less planned it to where I will arrive there around lunchtime. I will grab some lunch and then head back to DC, but at least I'll be able to say that I've been to Delaware. I would like to stay longer, but I didn't want to eat up too much of my time on this trip in Delaware, and I kind of have the feeling that I'll probably end up in Delaware because of my work, so I will probably be back. After that, whenever I come back, I will be meeting my friend again, and we are going to an event tomorrow night. If I can take video, I will. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed all of the pictures and videos of today. I know it was really awesome. It was a great day. Kind of made up for the last several days of me being stuck in the room with my foot. And if you'd like to find out when the next video is going to come out, then subscribe. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Or if you have any experiences with these attractions, feel free to leave a comment below. And I will see all of you in the next video. Bye!